What's being taught in business school right now is most likely setting you up to fail in small business. I'm going to break down the frame shift that you need to go through to unwire what you've learned about business so that you can get what you want on your terms without compromise. All right, so I went to business school. I'm certainly not anti-college. I enjoyed my time. A lot of the value was in the relationships that I built. And it took me a number of years, in fact, and I'm embarrassed at how long it took me to realize this fundamental thing I learned in business school was causing me to repeatedly fail in my small business. See, when you go to business school, you learn one thing: maximizing shareholder value. It's part of every program, accounting programs, marketing programs, finance, etc. Maximize shareholder value, because business school is preparing you to go off and get a job at a Fortune 500 company. And the executives at a Fortune 500 company, they have a fiduciary responsibility to maximize shareholder value. Now, what is maximize? Maximize is have the most today, most amount of clients, most amount of employees, most amount of resources. Now, we need it now. And they have to, because you couldn't possibly find out every individual shareholder's goals and then try to tailor the business to those goals on a per shareholder basis. It would be impossible, and you'd be praying to too many gods trying to achieve that objective. So it makes sense why you'd have to maximize. And it makes sense why business schools would prepare you to work for a Fortune 500 company, because those rankings about top business schools are skewed by how many placements they get at these top companies. So I'm not anti-maximize shareholder value, don't get me wrong, but I finally realized that with a small business, you can't maximize. You have to optimize. Optimize is not about have the most of everything right now. It's about what are your top one or two goals, and how can I allocate all of my resources towards achieving those one or two things? Because we don't have the resources in small business to maximize. We're biologically wired through the mechanism of dopamine to chase more. More is inherently maximizing. And there's some old wiring from perhaps our hunter-gatherer days where we had to make sure that we capitalize on every possible opportunity, because we don't know when we're going to see food next, or when we're going to see water next. So we got to try and consume and maintain as much as we possibly can. But again, as a small business owner, we don't have those resources. Resources are scarce. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about all the currencies: time, your identity, energy, reputation, your attention. These are scarce resources, and we have to allocate them properly. So we have to shift from the maximize mindset to the optimize mindset. Now, if you embrace that to be true, then you realize that a lot of the conventional recommendations around finance and wealth no longer make sense. So what I learned in business school is we got to build out these detailed budgets, these key performance indicators, these forecasts. And I learned that as part of accounting and finance classes. Now, when you go into a Fortune 500 company and you build out forecasts and key performance indicators and all those things, who builds those? Finance and accounting people. Who then uses those? Finance and accounting people. So these reports and metrics and tracking were built by finance and accounting people for finance and accounting people. And there's other system controls in place. So for example, around a budget, somebody wants to spend money, they submit a purchase order. That goes to the accounting department. They check against the budget. Do we have enough still in the budget available to make this purchase? It's a preventative control. They're preventing you overspending, exceeding the budget. But for a small business owner, the budget is done after the fact. We've already spent the money. It's not preventative, it's detective. We find out after the fact we missed our numbers because we don't have the accounting and finance team that's building the reports and then comparing and controlling the outcomes, preventing the unnecessary spend. So a lot of these tools get built. I've had so many clients ask me to build all these things out for them. And then when I check in with them weeks or months later, hey, how's it going? Are you using these key performance indicators? Are you looking at your budget? And they go, well, no. What do you mean you're not looking at it? They were just a bunch of made up numbers because I wanted to show 30% or 50% growth. But at the end of the day, I can't really rely on it because I just made up the numbers. I don't have enough data. A Fortune 500 company is maximizing. They have the data to do that. They have massive data archives that they can pull from and research to really fine tune those forecasts. And then again, they have the systems in place. So we have to think differently as a small business owner. We have to move from maximizing to optimizing. And then we have to build out the tools and resources that actually allow us to optimize. And I'll break that down in another video for you so you can start designing the unconventional tools that you need so that you can actually optimize and fund the goals that you want on your terms without compromise. Real quick, if you're watching this video and you're thinking, Dan, how could you be my CPA and we could do this all together? Well, go down to the pin link below, or the description below, click on the first link. That's going to take you to my website where you can schedule a quick call and see if it makes sense to work together.